Minister Nirmala Sitharaman is expected to table the Union Budget for the fiscal year 2024 in the Parliament on July 23 or 24. Earlier, if you remember, an interim budget was presented by Nirmala Sitharaman in February 2024 that was just before the Lok Sabha elections. Then after winning the elections third time in a row, Modi government is all set to present the plan in which all the incomes and expenditure of the year 2024 will be presented. Now, as the nation eagerly anticipates the upcoming budget announcement, let's dwell into 5 themes that are expected to emerge prominently this time. So the first theme is consumption lift. The government is expected to take steps to boost consumer spending by making tax adjustments. Now, these changes could include increasing the standard deduction limit for taxpayers under the new tax regime, which offers a lower tax rate but no exemption, and possibly raising the exemption on income from bank interest. The other potential measure might involve reducing the personal income tax rate for those specifically earning between 5 to 15 lakh rupees, which would cost the government about 25,000 crores. That's 0.08% of GDP. Additionally, the government might spend a similar amount by increasing the annual cash handout to farmers from 6,000 rupees to 8,000 rupees. Now, let's come to the second one. So the second focus is on social sector. The government is expected to spend more on rural development programs. This includes increasing subsidies for housing by 23,000 crores. That's 0.07% of GDP, and boosting funds for rural roads and employment projects. Additionally, there are plans to expand the public health insurance program with an additional 12,100 crores. That's 0.04% of GDP. The government also aims to renew the economic empowerment program for women that is known as Lakpati Didi. Now, the third theme is to boost manufacturing. The government plans to continue promoting domestic manufacturing. The budget might include raising the minimum local content that is required for public procurement. It could also bring back 15% of the corporate tax rate for new manufacturing facility, which previously had a deadline of March 31. Now, there might be an update to the 2019 national policy on integrating electronics into global value chain and production-linked incentive scheme that could extend it to include electronic component and more labor incentive sector that involves small and medium-sized enterprises. Then there is expectation in infrastructure push. The government will continue to focus on public capital expenditure as a key part of its economic strategy. Now, it plans to increase its total capital expenditure spending to 3.5% of GDP, up from 3.4% in the interim budget. In response to the state's demand, the government might also increase the amount of the 50-year interest-free loan for infrastructure project that is given without any condition. Now, the fifth and the last one is medium-term economic vision. Now, since this is the first budget after the elections, it's very crucial for the government to outline its medium-term economic vision and reform agenda. Now, it is anticipated that the government will present its vision for the India becoming a developed economy by 2047, along with specific goals for the next 5 years. There are reports suggesting that the government might introduce reforms that don't need legislative approval. Additionally, the budget could offer more details on the medium-term fiscal path, aiming to keep the deficit below 4.5% of GDP by 2026. Now, stay tuned as we dwell into these themes and their potential impacts on India's economic future. Don't forget to subscribe India.com for more updates on the Union Budget 2024.